Hello everybody, hope everybody's well. If you like what you just heard there in the intro, stick around. We're going to be building that profile or preset from scratch in the Kemper. So if you already have a Kemper, you're already going to have this profile within the Kemper. It's a stock profile, and yeah, so we're just going to be doing that from scratch, adding our own effects and a few little tweaks to see what we can do and have a little bit of fun. So let's do it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually find the profile or the amp that we're going to be using in this patch build. And it is this one here. If you go along to your ears, it is called the AS Diesel VH4, which is obviously a Diesel VH4 amp. So we're going to hit that. It's going to load that in. Right, so all you can see it's give us is a reverb at the end here. So let's see what it's give us. It's give us the natural reverb, which is perfect. The first thing we're going to do, let's work on the reverb, same as though we're here. We're going to put that up a little bit because it's not going to be very, yeah, it's not very wet at the minute. So we're just going to turn that up, not too much, till about 30%. So let's get it up there, it gets about 30%. There we go, perfect. Everything looks, we're going to actually up the decay time to about maybe between 2 seconds and 2.5 seconds, which is fine. So let's just leave it about there for now. Everything looks fine for now. All I will say is I'm going to take down the high cut, so it just gets the reverb out of the way of the tone a little bit. 10k is fine, about 10k. Okay, so that's pretty much done with the reverb. It doesn't take too long. So with it being a high gain amp, the first thing I normally do is I'm going to install a gate in there. So let's go down to our noise gate. There it is, a 2.1 will do. And we're going to up the threshold to about 3.5. Which is what I normally go to for the high gain stuff. There you go, it doesn't take too long, that's done. So the next thing we're going to do is install a tube screamer, or in this case the green scream in the Kemper. So let's go down to distortion, green scream, hit that in. Now we're going to take the drive down to 0 and we're going to up the volume, not much, just about 2. Get up about 2, and there we go. We're going to leave everything pretty much stock from there. So let's see now how this is sounding without the tube screamer. It's not sounding too bad, but let's kick in that tube screamer and you'll see we're going to get some high end, and it's just going to tighten up the sound a little bit. So here we go. Alright, and you can hear that reverb. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to add a delay. So let's go here and we're going to add a delay in. Go down to the delays. Now I fancy quite the ambient kind of John Petrucci kind of delay here, so we're going to actually use a little bit of a John Petrucci trick here. So we're going to go to a dual delay. We're going to leave the mix at about 50%. And we're going to take off the tempo because we don't want that. Now we're going to leave the first delay at about 500 milliseconds. And then we're going to take the second delay to about 1000. So obviously that is double the time. And that's just going to give us a nice wide, thick sound. So about 1000 milliseconds, and it's going to sound like this. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, like the reverb, we're going to take the high cut down to about 10 kilohertz, somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be perfect, and we're going to up the low cut to about between 80 and 100. Anywhere around there is fine. So about there is fine, that's okay. Alright, so now, there you go, just get the delay out of the way of the guitar tone. So we're going to up the treble of the amp a little bit, just to give it a little bit more attack. Not much, just about 1. And we're going to up the presence as well to about maybe 1.5. Alright, so this is going to sound quite fizzy now. But it has given us a little bit more attack. But we're going to get rid of that fizz the best way we can. And to do that, I'm going to hit the mod or the X, whichever one you want to put it in, that's up to you. Now we're going to go down and we're going to go to the equalizer. We're going to go to studio equalizer. We're going to hit that in, and as you can see there on page 4, if you go on page 1, just scroll across till you get to page 4, and we're going to up the low cut to about 80. That's fine. And we're going to take the high cut down to about 8 kilohertz. There we go. Now it's going to sound a lot less fizzy. Alright, so that has taken the fizz out very, very nicely. So that is about it. Now we have a great sounding profile. Okay, so if we can take the delay and reverb off just to let you hear what it sounds like without those things. So you can see there, in no time at all, we've gotten together like a pretty, in my opinion, it's a pretty good metal patch preset profile, whichever you want to call it. And from there you can go ahead and you can add in all your phases and your flanges, whichever you desire. And it's also going to clean up quite nice, I think. So if we take that off, we can maybe take the gate off as well. Just roll the volume back a little bit. Alright, then there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you like what you heard. It's a great, in my opinion, it's a great profile. It's a great amp. It's a great sound in the Kemper. Already stock, already in there, ready to go. So have a go if you like what you heard. It's really, really easy. It won't take you long. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe. Please like this video. It helps out. And see you in the next one. Thank you very much.